Hi everyone, my name is Paul Brosky, and today I'm going to share a little bit about divergent thinking and the Goose Chase experience that we did this past week. So when I first downloaded the Goose Chase app, I saw all of these challenges pop up and they seemed super odd at first. There were ones like dump a bucket of ice water on your head and make a change to your appearance for a day. A few seconds after looking at the challenges, we were told to leave the class and start. We were only 15 minutes into class though, so I was a little taken aback, but also super excited to start. I've always loved doing different scavenger hunts, but this was completely different. It was a way to step outside of my comfort zone and complete different challenges that helped to grow my divergent thinking. So to start off my Goose Chase, I completed the challenge called Oil and Water. It required to have a discussion with someone who I thought was very different from me. The easy option would have been to go up to David Burke, who I am on the swim and dive team with, and I already know a lot about. Prophecy doesn't really know a lot about us, so it would have been easy to go up to David and probably get away with it. However, I wanted to go with a much more challenging idea than my first right idea. I walked up to a kid that came out of the same class and asked if he had already done the Oil and Water challenge. His name was Storm, and he hadn't done it yet. So I started talking about my love for amusement parks, and it turned out that he also loved roller coasters and amusement parks as well. He lives in Cleveland, so it's super close to Cedar Point. Cedar Point is a ride called Top Thrill Dragster that is exactly like King of Cod Six Flags, where I actually have a season pass too. So right now I'm at Pulley Diner, where I completed my next challenge called New Places and New Faces for 1,000 points. It required you to go somewhere where you've never been before and think about the people and things that you're experiencing. My best friends on the swim team always go to Pulley every morning at 10:30, but I always have class during that time. But since we got out early from class, I was able to go there since my next class wasn't until 10:05. So I decided to get breakfast there, and I was actually really surprised when I got there because there were only a few people in line, as you can see in the picture. I've seen my friends wait in a line of 25 people before, so this is actually great, and the food was really good. So at this point, I only needed 400 points, and I actually found a really cool landmark for a challenge called Creativity is All Around Us. For this challenge, you had to snap and upload a photo of something in your surroundings that represents creativity to you. I saw this really cool seal on the second floor of Armstrong, right next to Pulley, and immediately jumped to conclusions and went with that. However, I soon realized that it was just a bunch of names of past Red Hawks on the seal. I knew that wasn't enough, so I kept looking into it. Eventually, I found a sign on the wall that was titled The Great Seal. Underneath it said that the Great Seal had real objects and students' artwork inside that were found on Miami's campus, like you can see in this picture. All the things inside are linked to the university's past, present, and future. I definitely was able to stretch my divergent thinking because instead of just taking a picture of the seal, I got to learn an important landmark on campus. So at this point, I was at 2,000 points, so I pretty much went on with my day. I was able to complete 4 out of the 5 ESP professor challenges, which were pretty cool and actually required a little bit of thinking outside the box to go to different websites and find out the professors that either worked for different companies, or one professor was actually nominated for 60 Emmys, which I thought was really cool. Once I reached 4,000 points, I knew I wanted to keep going because there were so many more assignments that would allow me to step outside my comfort zone. The assignment that seemed the most exciting, but also made me the most nervous, was Get Silly With It. I didn't really have any costumes in my room, so I reached out to the other swimmers in my freshman class and asked, and the only thing that people really had was a robe, and I really didn't think that was a costume. So that would have been my first right idea, and instead I went outside my comfort zone and I asked some of the upperclassmen, and I was actually able to get a Rocky Balboa robe, which was really cool, as you can see in this picture right here. And it definitely made me step outside my comfort zone, especially having to be in public with that for 10 minutes. And I did it, and I was actually really happy with myself. The last challenge I did was Tappa Tappa Tappa, which was doing a river dance in front of at least 5 people. It was perfect because about 20 of the freshman swimmers were all watching the football game on Thursday night, and I thought, why not do it now? So in this video right here, you can see all of my teammates sitting around with music, of course, and then there's me doing the river dance. So, to reflect on this whole experience, I think what was super unique is that this was completely different than an actual homework task. While my friends were doing their homework and studying for things like their chemistry tests, I was tap dancing in front of them for my homework. Business is not always about doing work and being serious. It actually involves interacting with people and coming up with unique ideas to problems, just like how divergent thinking is getting past your first right ideas. Without divergent thinking, businesses would never be able to innovate so that they can stay in competition with their competitors. Jumping straight to conclusions without putting any thought into what the best possible solution is will rarely get you anywhere in the future. Alright, and finally, to stretch my divergent thinking just a little bit more, here's one more challenge, the Take the Plunge challenge. Here we go.